We actually, what happened is that instead of having our regular top three today, we decided to bring the F factor to discuss something that actually we did in our very first episode, and we're gonna be rating our top table service restaurants inside the parks. Guys, are we ready? Oh, just want to remember everybody that the F factor is a rating that is established between the three of us. We have this scale of rates or notes or grades, and we apply, in our humble opinion, to each one of the
I should have
options.
put one as a 24 tonight, just to irritate Jason.
So let's go to the first one. Is Takumite, and Takumite is, I know people will say, but it's not open yet. I hope it opens pretty soon. It's a very special place. So
I think this is this and one other one are the only ones that aren't open currently.
Yes.
Something like that.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yes. So
this is why. Hey, I have never even been because it's only been open like one time that I was actually in the parks.
So Jason and
nervous.
only Jason and me, we rated it because Collin didn't have the opportunity to experience yet. Jason gave a 92 and I have a 95. Any reasons to not go in further up, Jason? Because it's still a really good grade.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's in the classic range based on our scoring system, and for me, it has the only thing that the only reason I dialed it down a little bit is because of its accessibility.
And it's not.
I do think. Well, no, I mean, I was trying to be fair and not count that, but I think that it is not food for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not the most approachable menus, and
it's not something that would typically be on my radar, and I'll try anything about once, like.
And it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. I mean. So it's that for that reason. I mean, I still believe that if you have the means and the interest, absolutely positively, it's a must do when you're in Epcot and it's open. But that for those other reasons, that's why it wasn't as high.
Even if you don't like sushi,
No.
so
you
many
don't go.
options there.
Actually, you don't go for the
I'm
sushi.
not a sushi person. I would still probably go.
So on the tasting menu, sushi only makes up one of the.
There's actually quite a bit
plates.
of beef on the menu too, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of beef.
Yes, a lot of beef.
I would say if you're a vegetarian, you shouldn't go. If you don't like sushi, all you have to do is tell them. If you get the a la carte, you just don't order it. And if you're getting the tasting menu, you would just tell them that I'd like to not have the sushi, and they would probably do something else. Oh, the beverages. What was it? Remember that bourbon drink that would come out in
the Japanese whiskey
case with smoke in it?
Yes. So the second one was Tiffin's.
Only Carlos has been to this one.
Oh,
the
really?
actual Tiffin's. I mean, I've walked in Nomad Lounge. I know Jason's been to Nomad Lounge a bunch of times, but Tiffin's itself, it's never been on. Well, it's been on my radar, but it's one of those menus I would never know what to order.
I've used the Tiffin bathrooms. But I've
probably done that.
I've tried to go to Tiffin's several times, and it's almost like there's like some kind of curse that's keeping me away because something always
when it was open.
something always falls through. Something always falls through, or something else comes up, and it's not. It just hasn't happened.
For me, with Tiffin's, what happened is that I broke a rule with Tiffin's. I went to Tiffin's in the very first week that they open, because usually I don't go that because usually they don't work that great, but it was amazing. For a long time, it went pretty well. I don't know how it is now. I have to admit, but that's been a while that I don't go there. But it's classic.
But it's like the closest you're going to come probably to dining with Jeff Rohde. So.
Yep. Yeah. You have all
Joe
those.
I did that on purpose.
You have those different rooms. It's
lunch break people know it.
Let's go to the third one. Then third one is Sun and Hill Inn.
Oh, don't get me started on this one.
Oh, this is painful. You guys, what's wrong with you?
It's not that good. It is not that good.
Dude,
it is. Okay. It is a beautiful. It is a beautiful setting, and then the food is not that good.
The food is good for the setting.
The food is. This is the thing. The food is legitimately good at this restaurant, and I'm not the only one, and I might be the only one on this show. I'm one of three here on this show but there are a number of people who I think you guys would respect, who also believe that this is a fantastic restaurant. It is authentic Mexican food. If you order queso like Collin did when we went, and that's the only thing you order.
I had already eaten that day.
If you order queso, you're not gonna get like the queso that pours out of a jar. You're gonna get like real.
Yeah, it is different.
It's fantastic.
You have to know what
the cast members are fantastic. The ambiance is probably some of the best you will find in any Disney park. Period. I would say it actually surpasses Blue Bayou, personally, and I do think that. Oh. And also, it smells amazing, and the margaritas.
We got to go to the fourth one, which is Mama Melrose's. Mama Melrose's.
This is one I really do want to try. I have not.
What
as we get further down the list, there's more of these that I have done, but like. This is one that's been on my list for about 2 years now, and I've just not done it. It's an interesting menu. It's not typical like.
It's been a while that I'm
pizza Italian food. It's actually a little more legitimate.
And my score for it may be surprising because it's in the low 70s, but and that is simply because I think it's very good. I mean, so it's in the very good range.
It's a unique setting too.
I do believe it's the best table service in Hollywood Studios. So I'll say that,
which isn't saying that much right now.
that's the thing. I mean, for me, the question is to get to the classic or even outstanding categories, it has to be something that I would say, if you miss this, you've missed an important part of a Disney experience, right? This is not something we plan on talking about. But here's the question. So what's the food move in Hollywood Studios? Right now, you need food.
If you gotta have get food to eat from somewhere, Hollywood Studios,
you got to eat. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
Personally, what I did was and every time I visited there in the last 2 years, I've either eaten Woody's Lunchbox, or Sci-Fi.
Give me an answer.
No, you know one thing.
Pick a place. Pick a place. You got to pick something.
Pick two.
I will pick
one. You got to go one place.
I will pick a place that is not in our list because it's not a table service.
And don't you take mine.
But I would take it with you. I would take it with you because the last time I went there with you, it was the beer place, the tap. How you call it?
Baseline tap house.
They don't offer much, right? It's basically an appetizer.
The charcuterie board there,
but the charcuterie board, and there was
those big pretzels too.
And they had the big pretzels, but the charcuterie board.
They had another thing. There was a
what was that thing you got? It was like a beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington thing, yes.
It's like this little mini beef Wellington. Remember that?
I'm remembering it on diet now. Let's go to the fifth one, and it's in Magic Kingdom in the Skipper Canteen. Let's see how we voted that. Collin did not experience that too, so we had.
Yeah,
and again, Jason, is one of your options
that's my favorite table service in Magic Kingdom.
But you gave it 75.
Still shocked.
And maybe it was my mood. I don't know. But I think that I need to experience it again. I haven't experienced it since the parks reopened. So I need to refresh. I need to refresh my experience there. I enjoy. So this is what I enjoy. There's a nice variety of options on the menu. Although I think that's pared down from what it used to be. The setting. The theming of that restaurant is fantastic. I think that's why you go, honestly, is for that. The cast members are great and always in character. So that's a lot of fun.
I went there probably 2 or 3 months ago, and they have as a starter, they have something, because they pick food from all over the world. So you have from Asian, South American, European, and they have a starter that for us Brazilians is like a dream come true, is a pão de queijo, is the cheese bread there. But with something I cannot remember. I went diving directly to the pão de queijo.
Was it good?
Was really good. Was really good.
So that's another place we need to go together because Collin's not been there, and I haven't been to one of these other restaurants coming up.
Let's go to the other one. Is Biergarten in the German Pavilion in Epcot.
This one is on my list. I need to try this.
I really love this place.
Especially after seeing your guys' visit.
Oh my gosh, I love this place. This is my family's favorite one. We have a tradition to go there, and when everybody's here, So it has a special place in my heart.
It's a gorgeous setting too.
Yes.
I mean, it's so unique. I mean, where else are you going to see a little village built inside with an active live show going while you eat dinner? I mean, it's just
Carlos's house.
So unique.
You can see me singing German tunes and Pumpa songs.
Do you wear your lederhosen when you go?
The next time I go, if I go with you guys, I have to. Now it's going to fit back again. I think I can use it. Yes. I have an original one from Germany. Yeah. Yeah. I've been to Oktoberfest in München. Yeah.
Some aspects of the experience are better now than pre-COVID because it was a buffet, and so now it's served family style, which is amazing because they basically just bring all of the food, all of it. You don't have to worry about what you're gonna. You get the buffet line, and you're like, there's that guy who's like pressing up again. You're like, come on, just give me a chance to figure out what I want. Right. They just bring it all to you, just put it in the middle of the table. It's fantastic. The only thing I miss, because they still do the show, which is great, but the only thing I miss is the guest interaction when they would come down and the dancing and this. I miss that part. I miss like the
whole family interaction thing. Yes. So let's go to the next one. The next one is the Brown Derby in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Let's see how went the scoring on that.
I felt bad about this. Yeah, this one was. We need to show our scoring system one more time because I want to make sure this is not like if you're getting a grade in class, right? To get a 70, to get a 70 is not a bad.
Good.
It's still very good, right? So the good range is 50 to 69.
And I don't think we've put anything below the good range.
If you ask me how I felt about Brown Derby 20 years ago, it would have been at the top. You have to do it,
and that's the thing. I mean, it's just slowly but surely kind of trickling.
It's just not.
It's different.
The setting is still fantastic. My advice is always, even if you go alone, and this may feel indulgent, and it is, but it's okay. You deserve it. I'm looking at you. Yes, you deserve it. Ask for a booth. Ask for a booth. Tell them you're willing to wait for a booth when you check in for your ADR. Just tell them I would like to wait for a booth. That's the experience you want to have at Brown Derby is the booth experience. I mean, if you're by yourself, that's even more awesome because then you sit at the booth and you feel like the Godfather. You're like, okay, like I'm somebody here, and
I belong here.
Let's go to the other one that we have here. This is Be Our Guest in Magic Kingdom, and our rating.
This hurt me to rate, and I was the highest of the three, and. In full disclosure, I've not eaten dinner here. I've only done the lunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've only done the lunch because it's a spectacular setting. I mean, it's wonderful all around as far as that goes. The food is just, it leaves some to be desired. And I have a feeling that's why Jason's rating is what it is it not?
I just don't like the food there. I love the theming. I love the rooms. You can choose which room you want to be in.
The west side.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's kind of, it really, and this is the struggle because I want to say everything, like almost everything in my being says it's a must do one time kind of thing.
Yeah. I've only done it
because the only way to see the inside of the space, unless you sneak in, is to get a meal there.
And it's not easy to get a meal there.
But it's easier now. I mean, it's it's not cheap.
No, especially at dinner. It's not.
And it's a bit of a cattle call in terms of like the waiting in the line to order, to do the food ordering and stuff. I mean, even if you order off the app, I don't know. It's
an odd experience because
this wasn't. I didn't bring this one to the list. Someone else brought this to the list.
I don't remember. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Not it.
So,
I had the opportunity to go to both to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I preferred dinner there, and dinner was good. And actually, I remember the experience was great. We went to the west wing room, and it was beautiful. I love that wing, and I know food is not the top thing there. It's much more the atmosphere, but
it's an experience more than anything.
You go there for the atmosphere.
But I had a really nice
to an extent,
there.
I can give the food a pass.
The tea's good. I mean, the iced tea, the unsweetened iced tea is good there. I can tell you that.
No, but I had.
Just doing your tea wrong.
I cannot remember which was what we had, but I remember that we left pretty. Not that we left pretty impressed, but we were happy.
There's a wow factor to the experience.
Maybe the wine.
We're going to Yaki Yeti.
It's good. I mean, it's not stand out. There are some really good menu items and there are some not so good menu items. So you got to know what you want to order.
I've never been I mean, it's fine. I think it's solid. I think in terms of table service restaurant options in Hollywood Studios.
No, Animal Kingdom.
It's a good. I'm sorry. In Animal Kingdom, my brain is still at the Baseline Tap House. I think in Animal Kingdom, it's a decent table service restaurant.
And probably that's what helps with the impact of the experience, right. Because when you're in a hot day in Disney's Animal Kingdom, walking around, and you have a table service like Yakieri, and
you can just show up and get in.
Yeah, always brings me that feeling of relief, of AC and a good food. So let's move on. Let's go to the Garden Grill in Epcot. I like the idea of circulating, and you can see parts of the living with the land attractions.
For me, this is one of the remaining classic items of Epcot in an odd way, because it's something that has remained largely unchanged for many years, minus the menu. The menu changes a lot, especially
does it still
dinner.
Rotate now?
It does. It still rotates.
It still rotates.
Even during Pope, like this.
I don't know on that one. It is open. I know that much.
Yeah.
But for me, the play here's breakfast. Dinner, I've never been a huge fan of. And I know they've done it different ways over the years. They've had a breakfast, they've had a brunch, they've had weird hours on it. It's really good no matter which one that I've experienced. I've experienced them both at one point or another. The food's very similar. But the atmosphere is great. It's a good character meal if you're in Epcot. I like it. I enjoy it. It's something I've done quite a few times.
I never did dinner
really
there.
Overpriced, in my opinion. I think it's like $60-some a person. There are better options in Epcot for dinner. Unless you just want characters. If you have kids, it's an amazing option.
Let's go to the other one, and it also has the nostalgic thing, is the Plaza in Magic Kingdom. And I really like this one. I really like it.
I've also eaten here since COVID began, and different precautions have been taken in place. And it's still a good meal. It's not the same atmosphere you used to get. Because they've had to take a lot of the tables out, and you get kind of the fun busyness factor of it that was once there is kind of lacking. But the food's still great, and they've changed their menu a lot over the years, and there are some cool items on it. Like I think there's a brisket. What is it? Brisket macaroni and cheese. That's fantastic.
Yes. The other one is Teppan Edo in
fun.
I love this.
Japan Pavilion in Epcot, and let's see the ratings that we have for it. 79.
Jason killed this one.
I didn't. Okay, look. Remember, let's go back to the rating. A 69 is at the top. Is the top level of good.
Yes.
And that is what it is. I mean, look. And the reason I give it that is because I will never, unless I'm with a group who's really dead set on having like a hibachi experience, I will never ever say to anyone, hey, let's go to Teppan Edo. Not because it's not good. It is good. It's very good, and it's a fun experience if you haven't done that before.
Combining the a day in the park that you kind of tired and with that experience, with that kind of a food, it is always great. It's always
there is a comfort factor to that meal.
That's right. It's always fun. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying don't try to trap me into it's a bad corner. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I know.
It's good.
No.
It's actually almost very good. It's just it's just not like if you missed it when you went to Disney, you are fine.
I get it.
This is one that I would rank really high for somebody that wants to go to Epcot and says, hey, I don't want to try something too out of the ordinary for me, something I'm comfortable with. This is a great option for those people.
Let's go to the last one, guys. It is Via Napoli in the Italy Pavilion in Epcot. I like this place a lot.
I like a big pizza bar.
This place is special, and that's why it got a really good rating. It's a really good rating. It's 85. It's on the outstanding category, and it's the sad thing is that Jason inspired us to try the lasagna, and the lasagna is not in the menu anymore.
Not on the menu anymore. Oh, they're taking Disney. Please, I have 3 requests for you. Number 1, please stop putting lobster into things. Like, leave it on its own. Lobster's delicious on its own.
Don't listen to Jason.
Stop.
I love lobster.
I like burgers. I love lobster. Put them together.
It's a wonderful sandwich. I know what I'll finish the sentence for you.
It's a waste of taste. Number 2, Number 2, stop putting stuff in mac and cheese. All right, that's actually like 1B. Number two, bring me back the Cobb salad, the Grand Floridian Cafe, please. Right. I know you have all the parts back there. I know you've got eggs and romaine lettuce. I know you've got blue cheese. I know you've got turkey. And come on, man, please bring the Cobb salad back. And number 3, lasagna at Via Napoli was the best thing on the menu at Via Napoli.
No,
bring it back.
Please I never tried, so I cannot disagree with you.
I will give it that.
Look, I love the pizza's good.
Pizza's incredible. Though.
But the lasagna.
But I'll tell one thing. I will bring one comment here. Is Sarah is saying, why can't I get myself to eat there? I just would like to get pizza anywhere.
And that's a fair point. But this is very different pizza than what you're going to get anywhere else. That sounds so dumb, but at the same time, it's almost like a flatbread
from
pizza
Napoli.
In a way.
It is original pizza. It's really, really good.
I think Via Napoli, one of my favorite parts about Via Napoli is, this is going to sound wrong, surprise. One of my favorite parts about Via Napoli is going to the bathroom.
It's a really nice bathroom.
It's so nice. Am I right? Like it's so nice.
Really nice.
And the music that's playing there, you just want to. I kid you not, I've stood in the hall. I almost did this in the bathroom itself, and I was like, I shouldn't do that here. I've stood in the hall by the bathrooms, that little alcove, and like Shazammed so many songs. It was like, what is this song? I need this song. It's just
you might get some different results if you were in the bathroom.
and I have to tell you one thing. Pizza for Italians is almost like a sacred thing. For Brazilians too. Brazilians are crazy about pizza. The reaction that I have from Italians and Brazilians when they go to Via Napoli, they always say, "Oh, this is the pizza. This is the place. This is."
If I'm in Epcot, this is probably the place I'm eating more often than not, and it will probably continue to be that way for quite some time until I find something that I like better. But
let me show you all the options that we rated, and so we do have one classic, which is the Kumite. We have a bunch of outstandings like Tiffin's, Via Napoli, Beer Garden, and the Plaza. We made it also to the outstanding. And we have a bunch of very goods. The Garden Grill, Tipanido, San Angelini, Yakinieri, Skipper Cantini, BR Gas, Hollywood Brown Derby, and Mama Melrose.
I would not be surprised if once Carlos and I both actually go and eat at Mama Melrose's again, and we take Jason back with us. I have a feeling that may climb the list a little bit.
Yep. And we're gonna revisit
top of Brown Derby and some of that.
And the whole idea
we do need to over the next year we're gonna need to hit these again.
Yeah, we need to try that. Yeah, because I mean, so much of these, like we just said at the beginning of the show. I mean, if we rated these when we did it originally, it would have been very different ratings. But this all changes from literally week to week. So
we're gonna revisit our rates from time and time. I will post it in our community. Don't forget to be part of our community. It's really important. There's some special things that go there.
We were really hard on restaurants that we really like.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, if you bring back the scale, I mean,
it was not.
We keep going back to it, but it's like some of these that seem like they're low rated really aren't. I mean, in the grand scheme of our rating scale, it's a 100-point rating scale. There are a lot worse things that we could have rated some of these.
Right. There's no place on here that I would say is mediocre or you should avoid.
No.
Yeah, right? Like, any one of us would eat any one of these.
In fact, I think they were right. Even my scores in this, I think I had one in the 16 that was 69, and that's still good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So it's like,
yeah,